Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Nathan from MyCryptoParadise, and in this video today we will look at MKR, the coin with the abbreviation MKR, and the current price action just shows that the coin is about to make a big move. Whether it will be the move to the downside towards the previous support area at $1,300, or will the price actually will skyrocket towards psychological level. There are some good bullish signs, especially the bounce of this previously made resistance, which obviously became the demand area. Also, the average price uptrend trend line was rejected, but we still remain below the downtrend trend line, forming a triangle pattern. The RCI just broke above the downtrend trend line, indicating that the price could be ready to get up very soon. But will it break the trend line to confirm strong bullish pressure? Will the price be able to rise by another 160%? In this video we will talk about that, and we will also look at multiple time frames for the MKR against the Tether and against the Bitcoin. So stay tuned, we will get back to the charts very soon, but first let's jump to the coin market cap. The MKR MKR is ranked number 31 with a total market cap of $3,860,000,000. This is the high rank. In the past 24 hours, MKR made 1% profit, but during the past 7 days there was 7.5% drop in price. And thus this drop provides a good entry, a good buying long-term opportunity. Very possible. Let's move to the Coin 360, where we see that the market is still in green. Only few coins are actually in red. This means that the recovery is ongoing. Today Bitcoin 2.5% up, Ethereum the same 2.5% up. Many coins have recovered significantly. As an example, we can see that Matic Network was able to produce a recovery of 227%. Just imagine the number. In just a couple of days it made such a big move. And speaking about the Matic, I would like to share with you the recent trade setup we had with the buying opportunity. You can see that was our entry, and this is how it turned out. The target one has been tested. So currently this is a risk-free trade. But will it continue along with the other coins? Well, for that, let's move back to the MKR on the daily time frame. This is MKR USDT logarithmic chart, and as we can see, price is moving within the ascending channel. So overall, the trend remains bullish. This is obvious because we failed to break and close below the channel on the daily time frame. Besides, we mentioned already this resistance area, which became the demand area. Not only the channel was rejected, but we also see this bounce of both moving averages, which are 200 simple and 200 exponential moving average. At the same time, the previously formed resistance as well as the support, so this is the supply demand area formed previously. Also, we had a very clean and precise bounce of this area. These spikes, look at this volatility. This shows that there was a great interest in this price, because as the market declined, it went up sharply and very fast. So the trend remains bullish. So will the price be able to move towards the $10,000 psychological resistance, which is a 160% growth potential? Or perhaps price will go even higher by 215%. Well, this level is very important as well, because we are very close to the psychological level, which is likely to be tested in case of an uptrend. And the second level at $12,000 corresponds to 2 Fibonacci retracement levels. The first Fibs was applied to this pullback where we bounced off the previous resistance. The second Fibs applied to the current corrective wave down, same where price bounced off the previous resistance. And what we have is 2 Fibs, 761.8 and 227.2% Fibs. They are nearly exactly at the same price, which is $12,100. But for this sort of scenario, price must break above the nearest resistance, which is 61.8 Fips at $4,600. At the same time, price must break above the downtrend trend line. So there is this key resistance area which must be penetrated, and after which there is most likely be some sort of a consolidation before the continuation of the major uptrend. But we also must consider other scenarios. Let's move to the 8-hour chart, and straight away what we can see is the bounce of the Fibonacci resistance. There was a double bounce of 88.6 Fips at $4,300. This Fips was applied to the last wave up, and clearly there was some support and it became the resistance, which got rejected 2 times in a row. But this bullish divergence produced by the commodity channel index oscillator, because we see that the price produced a new lower low, but the RCI produced a new higher low. This means that the bullish divergence has been formed and it actually resulted in a very sharp move to an upside. So is this a reversal point? Was this in fact the bottom of this corrective pattern? We can say so, yes it is, but only as long as price remains above $3,300. Now this level is very important because we broke above both moving averages, 200 simple and 200 exponential. On this pullback, price failed to break below. So this makes this area a very strong demand zone once again. And as long as the daily closing price remains above this level, this will be a bullish trend continuation. And if we will have a daily break and close below this level, most certainly there will be further price decline, at least towards this supply demand area near $2,500. On the other hand, as long as we hold this support and this resistance, there will be a consolidational phase between these two areas. Now let's zoom in and take a look at another Fibonacci resistance near $5,000, which is also a psychological level and previously acted as the supply demand area multiple times. Very, very important level. Once and if the price will take out this resistance at $4,300, the next psychological level is $5,000, which is extremely likely to be tested pretty fast upon the break above this resistance. Now to see more details, let's move to the 3-hour chart. Right there we see some ranging zones formed by the MKR previously. We are currently in one of these zones, which is right there. So this is the previously mentioned resistance from the 8-hour chart. But before that we have another key resistance area located near $4,500. Now this resistance is extremely strong. Now we have multiple bounces as well. This is also another supply demand area, and this is actually also the bottom of the range. We can see this range box right there. It was the bottom and it was the top of this range as well. Besides, we have 2 fibs at this area. The first fib was applied to the last wave up, showing that all Fibonacci were penetrated and showing that 78.6 Fibs was acting as the support previously. We can also see, based on these Fibs, which is applied to the overall move down, that 61.8% retracement nearly exactly corresponds to this area. Now finally, if we look at the 200 simple moving average, it corresponds to this area. And right now we are in this range box. Price is just above the support, and in fact the support got rejected. We can see now here a very clean bounce of the 61.8 Fips. This was applied to this last wave down. So this was the resistance which got penetrated. We can see that there was a very strong buying pressure, huge volume. The price didn't hesitate to break higher. This shows that the buyers are currently in control for the short term. Upon the breakout, price pulled back and we see this very clean bounce of the Fibonacci at $3,300. This is very important moment right there. And if we just move to the 8-hour chart, once again, this is that low where we failed to break below the 200 simple and 200 exponential moving average. So this is the key support right now. Therefore, as long as price respects this level, the buyers will continue to dominate. Now, this will send the price up towards the resistance near $4,600 area corresponding to the moving average and 2 Fips. Another point is that price stuck between 200 simple moving average and 50 exponential moving average. We can see this was the bounce today of the moving average, and we still yet to test the 200 simple moving average. Obviously, this is the scenario only if this support holds. Now, to summarize on this time frame, it is very important that the price will break above $4,600 resistance and also will break above the $4,937 resistance, and especially the $5,000 resistance area. Only upon the break above the $5,000 we can speak of the continuation of the long-term uptrend. Before that, the consolidation will take place. Let's move to the 1-hour chart. And in this chart, we can see that 61.8 Fips at $3,300 was rejected, as already mentioned. But at the same time, the 50 exponential moving average was rejected. This goes to show that there were 2 bounces of this support. And this is a very positive and good news for the MKR, because only upon the break below we can expect further downside pressure. For now, clearly this is the bullish market, at the very least in the short term, and especially we can see that now price is above the 50 exponential moving average. There was produced a new higher high on 1-hour chart, which also implies the validity of a short-term uptrend. The nearest resistance based on this chart is at $4,200, where previously price bounced twice. And we might expect the price to retest this resistance and potentially move towards the key resistance at $4,600. And speaking about the key resistance, it is now confirmed by yet another Fibonacci level. So this is the 3rd Fibonacci level pointing out to this level. And this is 127.2 Fips applied to this corrective move down, where we had this bounce of the Fips and the moving average. But watch out for the break below this low. This might immediately turn the trend from bullish to bearish. And in that case, price can easily drop towards $2,500 support. Now finally, let's have a look at the MKR against the Bitcoin. And in this chart, we have all the support and resistance, the key supports and resistance. In many of our videos, we explain how to find the final upside target for the overall trend. And this is basically to apply a Fibonacci indicator to the first pullback after price bottomed out. And what we had is the break above the 200 simple moving average. Then price had this minor pullback where we applied the Fips. We applied also the Fips upon the retest of this resistance, which became obviously the support area. So these 2 Fips, they show us 2 very important levels. The first one is at 0.11 Bitcoin. And we can see clearly that there is massive resistance with a triple top formed at this area. But at first, we have this double top and price declined sharply. And we had a clean bounce of the 50% Fibonacci retracement level at 0.05 Bitcoin. Now, this is based obviously on these Fips. At the same time, we had a bounce of the moving average. Price failed to close below only spikes produced, validating the uptrend. Right now, what we're seeing is that 127.2 Fips, yet again based on this corrective move, is acting as the support. And if it holds, then we can expect further rise. Now, the final target for this move, which is actually a 50% move to upside can result in the price increase towards this resistance at 0.14 bitcoins. We can see clearly that there two Fibonacci at the same price, 1127.2 and 227.2 Fips, exactly at the same price. But before that, we have a nearest resistance located at 0.13 Bitcoin. And these levels, especially the second one, could be that final target and must be watched very closely for either the break higher or the bounce. Because when it will be tested and rejected, it will confirm the end of this bullish trend. Because based on the Elliott wave theory, we had wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and this can be the potentially final wave to the upside for the maker against the Bitcoin. And in this case, it will result in a 50% growth against the Bitcoin. As we have mentioned already, this is the nearest support and it must be respected in order for the price to move up. Also, the resistance must be broken. Only then we can expect the continuation of an uptrend towards either this or this resistance area. Upon the break below the support, price should be heading towards this support area previously acting as the resistance and potentially back down to the 0.05 Bitcoin once again. And that was all for today, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to take it easy and smooth, and see you next time.